कल जाके हम कर हैं बहुत टाइम है कर दिया
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum to all of you. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. This is Huma Shah. We wholeheartedly welcome you all. Thank you so much for joining us. Today we have yet another exciting with the super beautiful and the very dynamic personality, the guest speaker from Zimbabwe. And I'm very glad, ma'am, to have you on our platform. Thank you so very much for joining us, and that okay, thank you so very much, and you are most welcome. Okay, now I'm going to request my co-host, Mr. Ahmed from Complete, to please introduce this speaker and start the program. Thank you very much. Mr. Arvind, please over to you.
Hello, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Am I audible?
No, you are not audible.
Hello. Hello, am I audible now?
Yes, please continue. Mr. Arvind, please start. Mr. Arvind, I request you to mute yourself.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Now you're audible.
Hello?
Yes, yes, please continue.
Okay, so all right, so indeed, a wonderful day, everyone, and so sorry. I think I am experiencing a very bad connection right now. But anyway, this is a part of the what we call change. All right. By the way, am I audible? Hello?
Yes, Mr. Arvind, please continue, please.
All right. So thank you so much. Okay, so indeed, this is another wonderful, fruitful day to each one of us, to all the students who are there. All right, so all students, all the professionals, all the educators who are here tonight, today. So thank you so much, of course, for coming. And I know that after you will be learning, again, you will be inspiring. All right, so, okay, and of course, I would like again to thank Dr. or Mr. Mohammed Imran, the founder of this Global Trainer Academy, although that he is not with us anymore yet. Mrs. Sawaira Malik, the Chief Executive, okay, and now the CEO is continuing their vision, their mission, and that is to equip us and make us more knowledgeable and be aware of the trends. And because of this session, and that's because of this session that we are doing. All right, so without further ado, I will going to introduce our beloved speaker. Our speaker Our speaker today is the head of academics, motivational speaker, ambassador, writer, and a researcher. She has a master in educational management. She is already 30 years in the field of education. She has charity work in various children's and old people's home. She is also a keynote speaker, guest speaker, an international speaker, and a panelist at international conferences. Eminent speaker in Indian Women Awards, research person in International Conference on Human Rights, panelist at the International Summit on Innovation, an educator of future education in KAID's Wisdom Awards ceremony. She is a keynote international conference on the theme of the 21st century pedagogy, speaker at the International Conference on the role of innovation and entrepreneurial skills and get success in the 21st century world of work. Panelist at the International Conference and empowering women. He is a proactive educator at the International Conference of the STEM Education. Globally, country director, Global Education Network, global awardee of International Innovative Future Education Award. She is also a recipient of Compliments Ticket Award to 21,000 teachers on World Teachers Day 2020. T4 Brand Ambassador is PSC Ambassador, keynote speaker on International Human Rights Day organized by Swami Devi John Law College. She is also a keynote speaker at a Human Solidarity Day organized by Swami Devi John Law College and WICCI. Receive Academic Excellence Award from Ministry of Education for producing excellent result in grade 7. She is also a panelist in the host of the 21st Digital Skills on Education Matters. Globally Excellency Award from Life Foundation, Ambassador of Yes You Can International. Join us listen today, the success story of a well-known educator, inspirational personality from Zimbabwe. Ladies and gentlemen, and my dear learners, let us welcome Patricia Gonde. Ma'am?
Excellent. Thank you very much. Ma'am, stage is yours complete. Very much. Please, ma'am. Stage is yours.
Thank you so much. I hope I am audible. Am I audible? Can you hear me properly?
Have any other device connected with the same program, no? So you can mute the other cell phone.
Okay, all right, it's okay. All right, thank you so much for the welcome. Thank you so much, Dr. Humasha, for giving me the opportunity to come here and share my story. Firstly, let me pray and appreciate Mr. Imran Malik, the co-founder of GTA, who was promoted to glory last year. May his soul rest in peace. It wouldn't have been possible for us to be here today, but he has left us a legacy, which his CEO daughter, Malik, has made sure that it continues. Thank you, Malik, ma'am, for this platform. I appreciate. Thank you also to all GTA members and all viewers who are here present. When I was asked to share about my success story, I scratched my head and I didn't know where to start from and where to end, because it is a journey. It has been a journey that has been affected by so many things that came into play. You know that when you are on a journey, you face some difficulties. Sometimes it is smooth, Sometimes it is rough. I also asked myself, they are asking me to tell a success story, what success is all about. Then I had to do a self-awareness and ask myself, was my journey a success? But I would like to thank God Almighty for having taken me this far, and for my late dear parents for bringing this lady into planet Earth. May their souls rest in peace. Well, what is success? Some people say that success is the opposite of failure. And then if you look into the dictionary or if you look into the Wikipedia, it says success is the status of having achieved your accomplished goals or your desired goals, as I can say. So success can be seen as goal accomplishment. For some people, it can be wealth. For some people, it can be prosperity. And for some people, it can be just the social status that you have moved from this level to that level. So success can only be success in your own perspective, how you see it. Is it owning a fleet of cars, houses, properties, or is it success because you are happy? Or is it the acquisition of degrees and being employed? So success, myself, I see success like beauty, and beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. So success also lies in the eyes of the beholder. Our mileages of success differ, where we started and where we ended. So my success may not be your own success, lesson number one, by a lot of standards. I am proud of my life, what I have accomplished. That's the definition of success to me. So here goes my story. I was born a long time ago in a family of 6, 4 girls and 2 boys, 1 who is deceased. And I was the last born in my family. And that's success story number 1, because I won the hearts of my parents. I was the youngest. And then I completed 11 years of high school at the age of 17 years. During my primary and high school, I always wanted to be on top. Because of my determination, because of my hard work as a student, I achieved what I had set even from a young age. I was never second. I was never third in class. I was always on top. Lesson number 2. I never dreamed about success. I worked for it. This quote comes from one of the ladies called Estee Lauder. We all know her. She was an American businesswoman who co-founded her cosmetics company. She always said she never dreamt of success, but she worked for it. And I worked for my high school. I worked for all the grades that I got. So one of her principles was that if you don't sell any cosmetic, it isn't the product, but it's you. Nothing is wrong about the product, but it's you. What have you set for yourself? What goals do you want to accomplish? So who you are, that is the question that always I ask myself. Who am I? And then I just defined myself that I am who I am because I would study hard to pass all my grade levels with flying colors. That made me always to be happy. I did not want to think some people's ideas to limit my way of thinking. As a teenager, you know, there are so many things that come into play, peer pressure. Some teenagers come with their different ideas, and they also wanted me to live their reality. And I said, no, I'm not going to live anyone's reality. I am going to live my own reality. So I would go to the library whilst they were going to the community clubs. You know, when you are teenagers, during that time, I grew up in Bulawayo, in the streets of Bulawayo, and there were so many community clubs where people went to mix and mingle. But I would say once in a while, yes, I would go, but I would stay behind and study hard as a student because I had already set my goals. So when I wanted to focus on my education, I would call myself, I was a bookworm, and I would always focus. I know that there are students here, and I knew what I wanted from as young as 6 years. Lesson number 3, focus. As one of the authors say, Ramesh Sesson says, success is limitless when focus is the driver. So whatever we do in our daily lives, let's make sure that the driver of our success is focusing. You have to focus every day in your life. When you wake up in the morning, what are you focusing on? I normally use the Pareto principle, the 80-20 Pareto principle, to help me in planning. So I used to focus. I used to plan my day, although sometimes it would not go the way that I wanted to because of circumstances beyond my control. I would not want so many distractions. Yes, in the journey of our life, there are so many distractions that we face, but it's how you overcome those distractions. When I was doing my work, I would always find a quiet workplace. I don't think that some people would like a quiet workplace. Some people would prefer where there are people who are talking and they can focus. But myself, I would look for a quiet place and I would focus. Focusing will always keep you on track. And I believe, this is what I believe. I believe that focus is the key to success. Then after high school, I chose to be in the teaching field where my passion and my heart lies. My dad wanted me to be a nurse. And then I applied to be a nurse and I applied to be a teacher because my dad wanted me to be a nurse. So what happened is that I got the nursing training first. And then my father said, you have to go for training. But I had already packed my trunk. I had already packed my bags because I wanted to go for teaching. So our parents, sometimes they force us to do what they wish us to do in life. Sometimes themselves, they would not have been in those professions, but they would wish that, I wish my child was this. So I went for nursing, but let me tell you that that wasn't where my passion was. I didn't last in the nursing profession, and I had to drop to join the field where my passion was. Lesson number 4, follow your passion. I am a teacher because I chose to be a teacher. And it is a beautiful thing when a career and a person come together. I wanted to be a change maker. I wanted to teach, and I've always wanted to teach from the heart and not from the book. I have always wanted to teach students, not the material. So without passion, my life would be nothing. and I combined the three: passion, purpose, and profession. So let's never lose passion. For the teachers who might be here on the platform, if you feel you are losing passion, just look into the eyes of any student who is in front of you, who needs you. That is where you find your passion again. And we are change agents, and let us impact on our children's lives. Let us go that extra mile. It's never crowded. To me, teaching is my calling. Teaching is my ministry. I remember when I joined Toastmasters, that was my first icebreaker, where I talked about my ministry, my teaching, and my calling. So education, like what Nelson Mandela said, is the most powerful tool that we can use to change the world. So my journey in the teaching field started in 1991. Up to now, 30 plus more years, I am in the teaching field, and I have never looked back, and I have never regretted why I joined teaching. That's love and loyalty. And I have experienced teaching in the rural areas, in the urban areas, in the private schools, in the government schools. I have been through all of them. And I have taught all the grades that are required here in Zimbabwe, from grade 1 up to grade 7. I have taught all the grades. I have experience. Then I have versatility. Lesson number 5. As a teacher, we have to be versatile. Let me say that teaching is like inspiring change, and we should take it as more than acquiring knowledge. It is more than knowledge acquisition. It goes beyond that. One thing that I didn't stop doing, even when I chose the teaching field, was never to stop learning, because education is a lifelong thing. I would like to believe that during my teaching journey, I have impacted so many children. And if I can just make a rough calculation, I've been in the field for 32 years, times maybe 40 students. It means I have been in contact directly every day of the school year, about 1,200 students that I have impacted directly. What more about all the schools that I taught in? Whilst I was teaching also, I didn't stop learning like I told you. I started doing my degree, Bachelor of Education. I never stopped. I also did my master's in education degree. And these degrees, they really opened my mind, and they've made an impact in the way I do my work. Along the way, I have taught upper grades, grade 7s who are about to go for Form 1. And I am proud to say I have done that excellently, receiving 100% pass rate in whatever I did. I made sure that I won the children before I did anything. And whatever I said, they believed in me, and also I believed in them. That is why the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education recognized me, appreciated me, and I received awards to that effect as the best teacher in the district, having attained 100% pass rate. So during my career, I did so many courses, because like I told you, learning never ends. ICT, and I did leadership courses, because I knew that from being a teacher, one day I'll be a head of department, one day I'll be leading the school. And I have gone through all those stages. I was promoted to be head of department. I was promoted last year to be a deputy head, then head of academics. So I have gone through that because of my hard working, my determination, my loyalty, my respect for the field. So when COVID-19 struck in my country, that was in March 2019, lessons were greatly affected. But because of my being tech savvy, I was able to help my colleagues here at work. So I always remember one of the authors who say, in the teaching field that we are in, Malala Yousafzai says, one book, one pen, one child, one teacher can change the world. And I hope I have changed the world with those people whom I have been in contact with, whom I have collaborated with. So amidst all these challenges in providing lessons, when COVID-19 struck, we never gave up because you know what? You won't beat a person who never gives up, and we never gave up. When it was announced in March that schools were going to close, we immediately started training teachers. We didn't even know what Microsoft Teams was, but we immediately sat down and mapped out a plan which we would use. So I told myself that yes, it is here, but we do not change the direction of the wind. But what we can do is we could just adjust the sails to reach our destination. And what was our destination? So that each and every child here at our school can have access to online education. So we were never afraid of the wind of COVID-19, but we had to adjust the way we were doing things. At first, we didn't know what to do, but after 2 weeks, we rolled out the training, Microsoft Teams for children, for parents, for teachers. And then I remembered what one author always said, that life isn't finding shelter in the storm. We don't find shelter in the storm, but we learn to dance in it. And we were thrown in the deep end when Microsoft Teams started, but we danced in it. We were able to teach properly and effectively. And our teaching was a success. Even if you went everywhere, they will say, oh, go to this school. They've got a successful online platform. It was because of the planning that we did. Then it was not only the leadership ideas, it was because of teamwork. Next lesson, lesson number 5. Because Henry Ford says, if everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself. We were moving towards together. And then we had to come up with a very successful program, although we faced so many challenges, but facing the challenges together and making solutions together, coming up with solutions together, we made it. And then communication also helped. So if you want to succeed in life, students and everyone who is listening, let's learn to communicate. And it is vital for a team to believe in each other. And it is vital for team building. You need to develop a big ear, a small mouth, and listen to whatever criticism you are given. Or you rolled out teams, some children have not been added, you never trained us. There are those noises, there are those voices or noises that drown our voices, but never give up. You should always stand united. If you are working as a team, you should always remain connected as a team, collaborate as a team. And this brings me to lesson number 6, collaboration, which has brought me here today because of the collaboration, the global collaboration that I have been doing with so many members in so many organizations that I have been in. Then how did I become a speaker? Well, I can say that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a few steps. In 2021, I think it was in March, I had been promoted to be a deputy head of this school. And I thought that I should sharpen my speaking skills, which I'm still doing. and I joined Toastmasters International. My main aim, like I told you, was to sharpen my speaking skills because my job involved a lot of speech making at assembly, meeting parents, at functions. So you know what, when God sees you doing your part, developing what he has given you, my voice that he has given me, then he will also do his part and open doors that no man can shut. And he has done that for me. He has opened doors that I did not even knock on, doors of opportunity. So I am a member of Global Women Extraordinary Toastmasters Club, where I serve as a treasurer. I have served very well, I would like to think. And for me to get that position, I was not appointed, I just volunteered because no one had taken the post and I didn't even know how to balance books, but I just said, God will make me able to do this. I volunteered to take the post. And when I was doing this, I just thought of what one of the Mahatma Gandhi said, that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. And I have served Global Women Extraordinary Toastmasters Club for more than a year now. And I would like to thank Toastmasters for them, because I joined Toastmasters, then that's where I found my voice. And the only way that I found my voice was for me to use it, like what I am doing now. In July 2021, I got the most birthday present that I wanted to get. The birthday that I had dreamt of. Amidst the COVID-19, yes, pandemic, when all borders, when some of the embassies all over the world were closed, I got invited to a ladies' conference in Texas, in America, United States of America. And I was asking myself, will I be able to go? How am I going to apply for a visa? It's my first time to go to America. So what am I going to do? And as I said, opportunity knocks at the strangest time, and it's knocked at me during COVID time. And let me tell you, it's not the time that matters, but how you answer the knock on the door. So how did I answer? Through prayer, through faith, through hope. I did not have any self-doubt. I quickly went on the website, I applied for the visa, and within a week, I got a response to get an appointment. The same day I went there, they asked me why I was going there, and I told them what my mission was, to go to Mission, Texas in America, next to the Texican border. That's where I was to go. And I told them my vision, my mission. As a leader in a school, I wanted to go there because it was a leadership course. I wanted to go and collaborate with others to share my experiences with them. And immediately I was told that come and collect your visa on Friday. Then that Friday, I had 1 week to go and prepare. The next Friday, I was there at the American Embassy collecting my visa. That same Friday, I was there at the Emirates office buying a ticket. That same Friday, I was in the Emirates plane going to Texas, to Mission, Texas. So it can only be a blessing. And as I said, opportunity knocks once, and it knocked once on the door. If it doesn't, then I will tell you that just build a door. If opportunity knocks once and it doesn't knock on your door, just build a door and have faith. And I built my door and I had faith, and I was able to travel. I seized the opportunity that came. I went there to Mission, Texas. I unlearned some of the things that I had been doing as a leader, and I had to relearn whatever, where my gaps was in terms of leadership, in terms of a family member. So my mind was opened. My eyes could see. I saw now that, oh, I was blind in such an area. I was blind. I think I need, I saw. That little voice in me was put on a loud voice. And I met great speakers, and I told myself when I was there in the conference, I think we were only 2 from Africa. We were the only guests from Africa. And I told myself that the other one was from Nigeria. And I told myself that 5 years down the line, I would like to be a great speaker like some of the speakers who were there. And I just told myself that I want to use my voice to change the world. And although I do not have anything tangible, I do not have any money, I do not have any wealth, but I have to use my voice to change the world, because my voice matters. My voice is my power. My voice is not drowned by those noises of doubt. By voice, I have to have a voice of reason. And I vowed to use my voice to empower, to motivate, and to use my voice as a vessel of change. So when I came back, I have always used my voice to empower the youth, to empower the students, to empower my churchmates, to empower my workmates. And that is how I've been using my voice. And I did a lot of research. Then how did I become connected to my friends here all over in India? So for one of my sessions for the Toastmasters, I was required to do an international speech, just to deliver an international speech. That is when I got connected to Kites Education. So when I joined Kites Education, my first webinar, I think it was in September, on empowering women, fostering entrepreneurship and innovation. I remember I had not been invited as a guest then, but I ended up being in the panelist session. I was very proactive, discussing about women empowerment, which is a topical issue. Then that is when my journey of global collaboration started. Some of the members there in the webinar spotted me, and I got some phone calls and invites from some of the guests who wanted me to talk about empowerment and autonomy of women, and highlighting some case. And I remember in that webinar, I highlighted some cases that were happening in my country, like child marriages. And then I think I might have left a mark to some of the people who were there in the webinar, and I was invited not once, so many times. So from then on, I remember I was also called to speak at when Indian Women Awards were being given, and I was one of the speakers for, I was called by Nigeria brand promoters from India, where also I was talking about women empowerment. That's when WICCI also spotted me, and they invited me on Human Solidarity Day to talk about so many things that have been happening in my country. And then it never stopped. Keynote speaker, innovative learning spaces. I got so many awards. Global collaboration program. I was admitted to the global collaboration program, whereby I would promote the learning management systems for my country. Then there were so many awards that I have been given. So when I was a speaker at Kites, then one prominent person got hold of me. I was asked to speak at like the Indian Women Awards, like I'm telling you, so many assignments came into play. I didn't know maybe this was a powerful talk that I had done, but immediately so many assignments came, not just to speak, where I use my voice for more than so many times. I have used my voice to empower so many people. Since then, I have been appointed as a country coordinator, ambassador. I have been appointed as a global advisor, a country director. There are so many awards that I have got. So this is my journey, and I am still here in my country, and I am still the head of academics of Lusitania. And also this year, I thought that I should do something, and I am now writing a book which is to be published in a few weeks' time. So I am also a writer, writing books as well for children, and then for adults, fiction books and motivational books, Glide with the Eagles. So the book will be published very soon. So that's how my journey has been and where I am right now. Thank you.
Wow, wonderful, ma'am. This
Wow.
was completely,
Impressive.
yeah.
All right. So
Okay, ma'am, you briefly described your journey, and I am very, not only me, I think every person who are listening you right now on Zoom or watching you live from YouTube, getting inspired from you, how briefly you describe, and the basic points what you arise about the passion, the purpose, and the reason behind of doing something, and the collaboration you were talked about. And you put a very basic and the very keen important statement of Malala Yousafzai as well, that the one child and the one children and the one pan can change the world. And it's true. I agree, totally agree with this statement. And thank you so very much for giving your precious time with us. I'm going to ask you something, if you please allow me to ask. After listening your journey, there is a question in my mind that what are the challenges of basically online learning you are facing in your country? As we all are facing globally pandemic issues and all these things. So what's the basic online challenges you are facing in your country? And how can you collaborate and compare with other countries? Please, ma'am.
Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much for the question. Yeah, we have so many challenges of online learning, because here in Zimbabwe, I can remember last year about 9,500 schools were closed because of lockdown. And most of our schools here in my country are in the rural areas. So the problem of digital divide is there. When online learning was introduced last year, it was done in a short time, haphazardly, and we didn't have any time to prepare. So many people did not have gadgets. Their teachers, their parents, their pupils, they did not even have some gadgets to use, let alone data connectivity, data, they couldn't. Our internet service providers had a lot of problems, because mostly in the rural areas, they do not have any boosters there. And then besides getting that internet connectivity, the data affordability, some could not even be able to afford a data for maybe 1 gigabyte for them to do some lessons. They couldn't afford that. Besides that, yes, we have got a gadget at home, internet connectivity is there. Literacy in terms of using technology, some people didn't have that. Some had technophobia because they did not even know how to log in, how do we go about Teams, how do we go about classrooms, Google Classroom. They did not know how to go about it. But the main challenge that we are facing now is digital divide, especially with children who are in remote areas, the marginalized community. That's where our the most challenge we have, because they cannot access. Right now, the minister said that the schools were supposed to open on the 10th of January, but we are on lockdown right now. But the lockdown is only applying to government schools. Our private schools like us are opened. We opened on the 17th, and our lessons are ongoing. But some of the children who are in government schools, who are in some of the schools that cannot afford, are still at home, sitting at home. And we are already 3 weeks into the term, we have already started. Those are the challenges that we are facing as of now.
Wow, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your wonderful input. Mr. Arvin, are you here? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so please continue if you have a good connection to talk.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here, ma'am.
And we can hear you.
All right, ma'am. Well, thank you so much, ma'am. All right, so I'm so sorry. You know, my connection here in the Philippines is very bad. All right, so but you know, I'm just listening, although that is not to go straight. While I'm listening to you, ma'am, you know, Ma'am Patricia, I really admire you. You know, being an educator, being just like, you know, a jack of all trade. You have like almost everything, ma'am. All right, so, but my question for you, ma'am, is that how are you coping with the pandemic in education field?
Thank you so much. In terms of those schools that are able to provide, yes, they are providing. What the government has done in terms of making sure that each and every child has access to education is that we have what we call we incorporated the corporate world, like Econet. They've got a digital platform that they use where they record lessons and children can access those lessons. And then as a government also, they've got what we call the learning passport. With the learning passport, you don't have to be online for you to access lessons. The teachers can download the work that they need to share with the children, to teach the children. That is the learning platform, and it doesn't need any of the children to go online. Then also we are also in those, in the learning passport, they download printed material that is shared to those schools that do not have access to online learning. And then teachers then, they had to collaborate and come together, and they had looked at the syllabus, looked at the curriculum framework, and they recorded some lessons, and those lessons are accessible through radio lessons. And some of the schools here in Zimbabwe, one corporate company had to donate some radios, but it's not for everyone. Still, some people are being left behind. Those who are being left behind are making use of printed material that has been distributed to different districts in Zimbabwe.
That's great.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's great input, madam. All right, so we learn a lot from you, especially in your country there in Zimbabwe. All right, so, but ma'am, how about the SDG?
Okay, in terms of SDGs, yes, these are some of the that are called they are sustainable development goals, and they are also known as global goals. And I know there are 17 of them, and a number with about 169 targets. So all United Nations members have agreed to work towards achieving these 17 goals. And of those goals, one that appeals to me, to my field, is goal number 4, which is on quality education. Yes, we all want to live in a world where we are free from war, we are free from hunger, we have there's no discrimination, clean water, good sanitation. But goal number 4 on quality education appeals to me, since I am in the education field, and we should, as global educators, come together discuss and share ideas on how we can make sure that we have quality education and there's also equity in education. As I told you that the digital divide is a concern for every educator in the world. So we should ensure that there is equity education. Yes, every child can have access to education, but the equity issue has to be addressed. Thank you.
Wow, that's nice, ma'am. Ma'am, what's the basically what's your views on SDG? What's your opinion about it? How can you describe this by your opinion?
My views on
SDG, same.
sorry, I didn't. Oh, on the sustainable development goals. Oh, okay. My views are that as global leaders, as global, we should sit and map the way forward in our schools as well. Whatever topic that we are teaching, we should make sure, make our children aware. Like last week, I was teaching on water, about water. Before teaching about water, I had to make sure that children are aware of the SDG that is connected to water. So we can come together as global leaders, global collaborators, as in the education field, sit down and make sure we do some projects so that we can fulfill these goals by the year 2030, which the United Nations thinks that we should have fulfilled that. But it only needs action. If we just talk and there's no action, nothing is going to change. We should walk the talk in terms of the sustainable development goals.
100% agree. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your wonderful input. Okay, there are so many questions rising in my mind, but the thing is that one of our viewer from YouTube Live sent me the question, and she asked me to ask you this question. If you want to answer, please. That which type of any profession or career mistake has given you the biggest lesson? If you have something done in your life, your career or professional mistake that give you the lesson, if you want to share with us.
Oh, maybe you can. Okay, I think my network, you are breaking up a bit. You are talking about career mistake.
Yeah, I'm talking about the career mistake. Have you ever done some sort of mistake which gives you the lesson and you want to share with this with us?
Okay, the mistake that I did during my teaching field, when I joined the teaching field, was that I used to think that whenever I was teaching and any parent tried to intervene or tried to talk to me, I thought that parents were not so important in the child's education. And I thought that my work is within the four walls of my school. Then that's when I found out that without that parental intervention, without me talking to the parents, then I wouldn't go far, because whatever I taught the child, I would teach the child from H1, and that child was going to go home from 1 up to the following day. So whatever I would teach the child would not listen, because I had no connection with the parent who was involved. So that's the mistake that I made in one of my teaching journey.
Okay. Maybe this your mistake resembled with any other person who are following and listening right now. Okay. Is there any participant who want to ask something to the speaker? So please, if anyone wants to ask something, so they can. And if you don't have a question to ask, then I have a question to ask with ma'am. That ma'am, okay, I have one question regarding technology. That how have you integrated technology in the classroom? like you are an educator, global educator. So how have you integrated the technology in the classroom? And which types of, advices, tips and tricks you can give to the listeners for the same goal, please?
Okay, all right, thank you so much. I'm very fortunate that the school that I am in, I think they had a vision. They saw what was going to happen, or they wanted to move with times. So before even COVID had struck already, we were making use of smart boards in the classroom for our teaching. And then I remember, I think it was in 2019, we had bought tablets for everyone, for every child in the classroom that I was in. So we were already making use of those tablets in the classroom. That's how we started integrating technology in the classroom. I remember the Minister of Education came here in Zimbabwe, and I had to demonstrate a lesson whereby I was teaching the native language using those tablets, making use of iSpring Presenter to come up with a quiz. So that's how we integrated technology. So when COVID-19 struck, that's when we started using learning management system platforms like the Microsoft Teams. And with Microsoft Teams, there are so many games that are there. Game-based learning is, we used game-based learning, gamification. That's how we integrated technology, so that children now, because they were sitting at home watching TV all the time, so we had to make use of those the technology that they were using at home, then make sure that we use the games to whatever lesson that we wanted to teach, make use of games so that it can appeal to them and they can also understand. So that's how we integrated technology in the classrooms that we have. And we have so many apps that we use for our learning. Thank you.
This is a great idea, by the way. Yes. Mr. Erwin, can you hear me? Are you here? Mr. Erwin, can you hear me? Okay, no problem. Okay, actually he is facing the connectivity issue now. That's why. Okay, ma'am, I'm going to ask you the question regarding learning to teach the students and to get more and more knowledge. Then in which types of ways can you make learning more fun and very relevant, so that the student can get touch with you, and the teach will make the learning will make a fun for you or for students?
All right. All right. How can we make learning fun? As an educator, the first thing that you should have is the relationship which you have with your children. Because if you do not have any relationship with your children, whatever you teach in the class, they won't listen. So when they come in the morning, it's how you greet them by the door. When you are doing online lesson, when you log in, what is the first impression that you give to your students when they log in the classroom? I know that when I'm doing my online lesson, the first thing that I do with them, we do devotions, I give them time to share, they should own the learning themselves. So when they come, we should also be mindful. I know that the way we greet our students is different. Just to try to make it fun when they come in the classroom. What is the first thing? Sometimes maybe you have got a routine that you follow when they come in. Are you going to share with them a song? Are you going to do a prayer? And then during your lesson, if you are using just our traditional method of teaching, like lecturing, and children are just passive and sitting, you won't even know whether those children have mastered the concept that you are sharing. So try to involve the children from the beginning of your lesson up to the end. And like I said, try to make use of any applications, any games that they know, to apply them to your learning situation, then they will be able to understand far much better than you being a lecturer standing in front of them and the tiny little ones sitting. So let's involve them in their learning. Ask them questions. They should also participate. If you are using the flipped classroom, you've given them a research to go and do at home. They come and they should come and also share with other children. They should own their learning. Thank you.
Excellent idea for the teachers, by the way. The teachers will get the benefit from this answer, I think. Okay, so ma'am, to recapitulate the beautiful and full of information program, I would like to ask you that please give some advice to our listeners, to our followers, some tips and tricks for their future and for their profession as well as for their life.
All right, thank you so much. If you are in the teaching field, we are not teaching, children are not subjects. Let's see them as individuals. Each and every child is unique in his or her own view. Let's treat them equally when we are having children in our classroom. If you are a leader like me, make sure that you have a team that you are working with. Be a servant leader, be at their service, and you will make a great team. And I have always learned that collaborating like this, coming together because of globalization, we want to produce those global children who can fit in each and every situation. Let's try to be in each and every webinar that we have seen, that you think that it will help you, because from there you are going to get one or two ideas, one or two nuggets that you are going to use in your workplace. Thank you so much. And forward in education. Thank you.
Wow. Wonderful, wonderful ending. Thank you so very much, ma'am, for your precious time. And I am today very glad to have you on our platform. Thank you so much for joining Global Children Academy as a guest speaker. Okay, so the time does not allow us, otherwise the ma'am have the huge sorts of sentences and ideas in her mind, I'm very sure, but time does not allow us to ask more and more. Okay, so here is our participant member, Shafak from Azerbaijan. Dear, if you want to ask something, so you can unmute yourself. Shafak.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Good to see you.
I am from Azerbaijan. I greet everyone from Azerbaijan. I am very pleased to be among you. We learn a lot from you. Thank you very much. Azerbaijan education has been developing a lot of lately. I am confident that our relations with you will be make a better contribution to this development. Thank you very much for taking the time to answer our questions. Thank you, everybody. I love you, everyone.
Wow, thank you so much for your wonderful vision. Good luck, and thank you so much for joining our program. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And together, definitely we will build a better future together, because we are doing work globally, mutually, and with the lots of great communication and confidence. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Here is another participant. I don't know his or her name because there is written a mobile code. So if you want to say something, you can unmute yourself and go ahead, please.
Good morning from America now. Hello, this is Khamis Higazi from Egypt.
Oh, good morning. Assalamu alaikum. Good to see you.
Alaikum salam wa barakatuh. I was a member with the Global Trainer Academy from 2 or 3 years ago. I'm one of the founders was late Amran Malik, rahimahullah. We started from the scratch, and in Egypt we invited many leaders, many coordinators. But you know, while after pandemic and many things and being busy, you know, but I am following your posts via Facebook, and I am following your good works. Really, it's a great honor and pleasure to be a member of this great organization, and thanks a lot for your interest and giving me this opportunity to share and to be with you.
Thank you very much, and you are most welcome, and thank you for being with us, and your presence is highly appreciated for us. Thank you so very much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Have a very nice day. Have a very nice day. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Egypt. Thank you very much, India. We have a new member from India as well. I'm watching. Thank you so much, Laila, ma'am, for joining us. And thank you so much for joining us. And thank you so much, Vietnam, India,
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Hi, how are you?
How are you? Good to see you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing such success stories. We learn a lot from them. Thanks for all, and greetings from me, Shawkiya Hawaura from Palestine. Hope you the best always. Thank you.
Very wonderful wishes, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Shawkiya, ma'am, is the global leader and the international judge of Global Trainer Academy. And okay, so now anyone else want to share something so they can, so that I am going to conclude. Okay. So, okay. So, ma'am, thank you so much. And we love Zimbabwe, and we have a very nice and pleasant experience with the representative of Zimbabwe today. And I wish you a very good luck, and looking forward to see you soon as well. Thank you so much, all the participants, all the members who always support us, and who just come from just clicking the Zoom ID and sending so much love to us. Thank you so very much. Thank you so much, India, Bangladesh, Vietnam, and Zimbabwe, and so many countries. We have Egypt. Thank you so very much. And now we are going to conclude the program. Thank you so very much, my co-host, Mr. Arvind, who is facing some issue of internet. Thank you so very much. And last but not the least, thanks so much our respected CEO, Savira Malik, and of course, my beloved co-founder, Mr. Imran Malik, who is not here apparently physically, but he always lives in our heart. Thank you so much. God bless you and have a nice day. Allah Hafiz, bye-bye and good evening. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Namaste.